Hello everyone here at the Coherence Meditation Gym. It is actually Thursday night, April the 18th, and in a few days on Sunday morning for us here Pacific Standard Time, but for the whole world it's going to be at different times, of course, but we are getting ready for the Walk for the World. And this chat is about getting ready for that. I want to share encourage us all to do it here. If you're part of this meditation gym, you know, you value the practice. And we know that it is really the constant daily practice. But when it comes to going out there in the world and actually being that version of ourselves that we want to see in the world, I think that this meditation is the utmost important, if not the most important. You know, this is the third one that Dr. Joe is putting on. You know, people from all over the world are going to meditate in unison. So I really hope that you have a community, that you have a group, and if you don't, hopefully you do. Just even maybe within your family, a few friends, and that we just synchronize all together to do this meditation. It's the same meditation. Say that nothing has changed. You can download it for free at drjoedispenza.com, and you just have to, you know, create an account and you download it. And that comes with an explanation. And I've taken some notes here that I want to just go over, but it's based on Dr. Joe's explanation of how to make the most out of this meditation and know what we're doing. And I think that, you know, listening to that and my hope with this video is that we really understand and become so conscious of what we're doing, and we become so excited because we matter. Each one of us matters. Each one is part of the whole world. And by changing ourselves, by becoming that, being that, embodying that fully, we have an influence. We have, we're stepping into our future. So, you know, this is another practice of walking. This is a walking meditation. If you haven't done one before, it's different. It's completely a different focus. So I'm gonna go over a little bit of what Dr. Joe says, but also just share with you my experience. And you know, I guess the more we know what we're doing, the better the outcome. The more we're really contributing, you know, to the field environment, becoming that which we want in the world, and really influencing the world to a better future. And so I want to say that, okay, so if you're in Lake Oswego, we are meditating at Foothills Park. If you're in the surrounding areas, you're welcome to come. We're meeting under the white tent, and we start together. So a few recommendations that I can share with you if you're starting your own group, or you know, you're with your family, is that you make sure that each person has their meditation downloaded in their phone. And it's best, you know, if it's actually downloaded in the phone, because if the Wi-Fi or something is not available, then you won't access the recording. But it's downloaded on your phone, then you know it's there. The other thing is to make sure everybody has their own earphones, because you want to be listening, you know, to the meditation as you're walking. So it's an individual kind of thing, but it's a collective thing, you know. The other thing is that map out your route. So what we did here a few months, well, you know, when the first one was, it was last fall, we found, and which is what is really beautiful, is that I had never met the people that walked before in that first one. But I put it out there here in Lake Oswego, and just people start coming, you know, people that are into this work. You just kind of like form this community. And so that's what happened. And a few of them said, hey, let's go map out the route. Let's go walk it before. So then when we do it together, we know where we're going, and just kind of maybe shift a few things. So the location is really important because we want to feel safe. There's parts of the meditation where we close our eyes. So if we're doing it in public, we want to make sure that we're in a location where that is okay. I just went in San Diego, where there was the release of the movie, and then there was the advanced follow-up, and the walking meditation there was, in the boardwalk, or it's not the boardwalk, but it's like, there was people there. There was other people walking along the path, but I think what makes us feel safe is that we're in group. We're doing it together. So we're not the only crazy ones, because we know how that is when we're all, if you've been in a walking meditation, when other people see you, the people are like, what is going on with these people? So when you're doing it together, it's safer. It at least we can, when it's time to close our eyes, we can feel like, there's others around me. So that's important too. And also there, we found it was just like serendipitously perfect. The time when the meditation starts standing, eyes closed, and then we walk for a while, and then we stop again. And so what was great, that by mapping it out with the meditation, we knew exactly where we were stopping at that midpoint, and it was a perfect location. Actually, we're just so blessed here in Lake Oswego. There's a river and a park that is beautifully kept. It's safe, and that place where we all stop, it's like a contained place along the park, and we're looking out to the river. It's just beautiful. It's just beautiful. So then we walk again, and then we end up in the same location where we started. So that's a benefit of mapping out your route before. The next thing I would say, really important to make sure that your phone is on airplane mode, because it's happened to me. A phone call comes in right in the middle of meditation, and it's like, oh no, so you don't want to lose that, we're synchronized. So, which brings me also to the point where when you gather, make sure you gather like at least half an hour before, to give people time to get there, to arrive. And what other people had shared with me, people that came when we were preparing for this first time, was that in her location, she ended up moving. She's not here anymore, but they hold hands at the beginning, and I thought that was beautiful. But that first time we did it, there was still like a little bit of like the COVID thing, where people weren't feeling so good. So I brought hand sanitizer, we still held hands at the beginning, all a big circle of people. So that was really nice to just kind of like it's like setting the intention that we're doing this together, we're together. And so once everyone's there, half an hour before, people some people forget to download it, or don't have it. So you kind of troubleshooting those things at the beginning. Then take a picture. I think, that first time it was encouraged that we take a picture. I think it's a beautiful thing to have that memory. So you want to have time to do that before. And then make sure everyone is ready to go, because and have somebody kind of be the person that is giving the instructions, or a few, and also so giving the instructions to say, okay, 3, 2, 1, let's go. I mean, and we all know what time it is, right? But once you press play on the meditation, then we're like practically connected all around the world, doing it at the same time. And then have somebody be the leader, like the one that shows the way, that already mapped out the way. So those are the recommendations. So for beforehand, I want to make sure I didn't miss anything. Yeah, in ours also, there are some steps, a few little steps along our path. The path is pretty safe to walk, our path here in Lake Oswego, but there are some steps. And you gotta also consider that some people that are coming to the meditation are maybe going through a health condition, or that they have trouble walking, or they're maybe in a wheelchair. So you wanna make sure that your path is set up for that, you know, and that you know beforehand. And know also that people go at different paces. Some people like to walk fast, and some people like to take their time. So kind of just consider that as well, as you know, because that first time that we stop in our path, there is it's like a kind of an esplanade. So when we timed it, we realized, oh, we need to make sure that some people catch up to us, so that they're not left way back there in the path. So what we did was walk around a few times where we knew that pretty soon we were gonna actually all stop and stand. So that walking around, you know, that, because we knew, okay, when we get to this part of the park, we're all gonna stand. So that walking around allowed for others that were behind to catch up, and we all stood at the same spot. But we wouldn't have known that if we wouldn't have traced the route beforehand. All right, so those are my recommendations for our experience, and now I want to just talk about what Dr. Joe is, has shared with us in the explanation about what we're doing and how to do it best. So the first part is, you know, one of the things that really touches me is that, and that I know, is that, you know, in the world, there's all these things going on. And I personally, you know, like, have gone through those feelings of like, you want to help, you want to be of service, you don't want to see wars, you don't want to see, like, you know, just all these things that are beyond our comprehension of what do I do? This is what we can do. And it really, I truly believe that you know, I guess this reminds me of a story of an experience. Years ago, a few years ago, I had a chance to go to Thich Nhat Hanh. He's a Buddhist leader, and he has his Plum Village in France. And he was known, and he passed away only a few years ago. He was so known for his walking meditations and how impactful those were for creating peace. And that aside, you know, we know now, if we're here, we know that there are sufficient studies that show that when people meditate at the same time, there is measurable decrease in crime. There's an effect that happens. So not only that, but what is different about a walking meditation is that we become that which we want to see in the world. And we really, like, with that intention, we're setting out a new future. We're really creating a new future by becoming that. And I love when Dr. Joe says we are part of the whole, and the whole is in us, a whole in parts. We are the whole in parts, and we're part of the whole. So I believe that I truly feel that when we do this meditation. It's this feeling, and the same feeling here at the Coherence Meditation Gym with people from all over the world. And when we meditate together and synchronize, you get to these elevated states where you realize that we're not separate. I get teary because it's that I really truly feel that. So it's so exciting to meditate together, to walk in our communities, wherever we are, with the people that we love, you know, because then we're really becoming that change. We're embodying it, and we're giving others permission to do the same. To be part of a collective consciousness that values love, that values kindness, that values care, truth, justice, joy, to live in the grace of gratitude, to be creative in freedom and in abundance. It is a way that we are showing hope for the world. I mean, how much more powerful can that be? What biggest contribution can we do to the world than to share our energy, our who we are, and to give others permission, and really, like, the ripples effect of that are endless. And so back to my notes on Dr. Joe's explanation. So okay, so there's the 4 types of meditation. There's a seating meditation, the laying down meditation, the standing, and the walking. And this one is a combination of standing and walking. We start by standing. So the first part of the meditation is we stand. In our case, we like to, we're going to hold hands in a circle. We close our eyes, make sure you're in a safe place so that you feel like you can close your eyes. And that's the first part of the meditation. So we're changing our state. Right at the beginning, we're changing our state. And so then when we open our eyes, this is the kind of the mechanics, and really interesting is that how when we open our perception, when it's time to open our perception or our awareness, we to the space around us, we move into trance. So moving into trance is what we're doing in this meditation. So we're it's not just thank you for the balloons. Jill, I love that. Yes, it's a party. Woo. So we open our once we're start closing eyes, then we open our awareness, and that's where we go into trance, in this trance state. He asks us to place our awareness in the bubble, like imagine like we have our bubble, which is our energy field. So in that first part of the meditation, we're getting our energy field, we're like building that up. And then when we open our eyes to the space around us, then that's in that state, it allows us to move into this trance state with the awareness on our energy field, but our visual, our eyes open to the awareness around us. And so he says that that's the most effective way to help us change our state. It's important, he says, not to look at anyone or let our eyes wander, so that we don't get distracted. And then we walk as it and embody the energy of change. So we walk as it is to embody the change, the energy of change. Then after a bit, that's when we stop again, close our eyes. That's, we go within. Hands on heart. We also start with hands on heart. Is that right? Yeah, hands on heart. So when you guys start, you can hold hands, and then he'll say hands on heart. So yeah, that's a technical part. I guess, once we're guided, we're gonna know, when to do what. And so then we go within again in that standing part. We disconnecting from the world and calibrating to the standing portion of the meditation. And then we open our eyes again. We start walking again. We become everything we would like to see in the world. you know, and as we're walking as it, what that means is that we think about the things that we want to change in the world and then become it. So what do we want? Do we want more kindness? We become kind. Do we want more love, or the world to be more loving? We become love. And then we continue walking with our awareness in the bubble, staying in trance. And then at the end, we stop, we stand, and hands on heart, and that's where it ends. Let me just make sure I covered everything. Yeah, so setting the intention. So, you know, it is going back to like, okay, we're doing this for a reason. We're doing that with the intention of changing our state to becoming that which we want to see in the world. And then our body knows that that's a possibility, that it's actually, we're rehearsing, we're giving our body a taste of what it feels like to experience that. And then, you know, back to this point of of a really important part. And this is something that I teach my clients, that I'm very, very passionate about, because yes, we can sit to meditate, and yes, we can get into amazing places out in the quantum. But when we're not meditating, when we're out in the world doing our thing, you know, at work, with our kids, with our families, with our exes, with the people that it's so hard, who are we being? And that's the key, you know, when we're dealing with our challenges, whether that is health or financial, or you know, you have trouble like the city, you're frustrated with your city, or whatever that is. Who are we being? So it isn't enough to do our meditation in our spot, in our place, in our practice. I mean, it's a lot. It is a lot. But then who are we being otherwise in the world? And again, this is something that I teach my clients, is how to reset, shift, prep. This is all part of the heart math system that I truly embody and love and love to teach, because it's this operating system that gets inside of who you are. You become a living prayer, a living, you know, intention. It's just becomes who you are. So he really alludes to that part of that, you know, to show, to demonstrate, to become that prayer, to become the prayer, to demonstrate the prayer, to show the world what would love do, what would greatness do, how to walk in dignity, how to walk in honor, how to walk in power, how to walk in freedom. And we give others permission to do the same when we are that. Yes, we are wholeness in part and part of the whole. If we change enough people, if enough of us changes, can we change the world? I think so. Another knowing that I'm very, very passionate about is that one who is connected to Source is more powerful than millions who are not. And I know that is us. I know that that is what we strive. And I know that we're changing, we're shifting, we're stepping into a new world. That there's no question about that. So this is a beautiful opportunity to practice that, to be that, to remember what that is like, and to bring that into our communities and our homes and our space, and just for one day, for one moment, all be that, and then allow the ripple effect of that to just do what it does. All right. That's it. Okay, everyone, I hope you have a beautiful walk for the world meditation, and I look forward to seeing you around. If you're not part of the Coherence Meditation Gym, if you're watching this as a recording, you should join. Come with us. Come in here. We meditate at least 4 times a month. There's also other resources like the Coherence Mastery Program. I teach the heart math system. We learn about coherence. We measure our coherence. We challenge ourselves. It's a beautiful place to be. And as always, I'm available for you to be your coach, your trainer in teaching you some tools, some practical tools to just upgrade your nervous system and become connected to your heart and be more of who you came here to be. All right, everyone, lots of love, and I'll see you around. See you soon.